Mic check. What's up? It's your boy, Humble Dad, aka Dr. Glenn. I wanted to get on here real quick before I get ready to go celebrate my great grandmother's 100th birthday today. So she was born August 31st, 1925. We have what? So that's my great grandmother, my granny, my mother, me, and my children. So we have five available. So I wanted to tell you if I would have quit, this is what would have happened. Five things would have happened to me. It would have been awful. I remember the day that my late wife Jen passed away very vividly. And when the doctor came into the room, or when I walked into the room, actually, I felt a disconnect with her. Excuse me. And there was a person there to console me. and she said everything's going to be okay. And I remember getting to a point of my anxiety was so high that I thought if I do not grab a hold of this, that I would die too. So number one, the first thing that would have happened is that I would no longer be here if I would have quit. And knowing that I would be leaving behind my children was a was devastating to me, to say the least. Um, it was a moment where almost as if I could see what would happen without me being here if my kids would have lost mom and dad. And so I would have been stuck in a place of grief even after that if I hadn't decided that, you know what, this is an injury that I got to nurture and I got to get out of this rut, if you will, but grieve correctly and not let it take a hold of me because I knew that my children needed me. And so I talked about the weight of grief and how it could have swallowed my future. And if I would have gave up and I would go out and talk to people about that and they would communicate to me what I needed to do, I was reminded of a man that lost his wife and how it destroyed him to the point of that they had to take his kids away from him and he ended up later dying from kidney failure because of all the drinking that he had done. And I did not want to be that. And so if I would have quit, then my story would have ended without being healed. Number two, I would have missed watching my kids grow up, and they have been growing mighty fast for sure. My youngest son is now taller than me. I'm not tall, but he's at least 3 or 4 inches taller than me at 11 years old. And so I would have missed him growing. I would have missed the championships that they won playing in the baseball and the softball tournaments that they had. I would have missed the first time that my oldest daughter, Gianna, would have been in a play. Like I wouldn't have known that at all, that she would be in a play. And then that she would even have lines, if you will, as a person that's an introvert. I would have missed out on um, Joshua being a part of the varsity team because there was no middle school team. I would have missed out on Ethan and him learning how to play basketball. I would have missed out on Jordana learning how to sing, and I never would have met Kimber if I would have quit. And so I understand that quitting is always in the forefront of people's minds, but I also know that the Bible communicates that we should endure even in the tough times, and those tough times come to make you stronger. If you persevere, then you will gain a better understanding of what you are, who you are, and what you are capable of. But when you quit, you're identified as a quitter. And I didn't want to do that. If I would have quit, I never would have received my doctoral degree and be able to be in the 1% of the world. I would not have been able to communicate to you what it takes to, or why would you quit. I would not be able to communicate to you that if you were to quit, then all the things that you could ever think about or dream about would no longer be an option. So for me, I wouldn't have been able to see my kids grow or see myself grow. Third, I would have never experienced marriage again and see how God can open up a door for love and partnership again with a wife. That's hilarious. Hey, shout out to Kendra, KSBS Studios. Get ready for the school to be opening up for more dates. Uh, while life would have looked like, without choosing to keep going versus the joy of remarriage, I wouldn't have got to experience going to Greece as a result of being married again because it wouldn't have been on my list, if you will. I wouldn't have become a realtor so that I could meet these individuals that lives would change at the transition of getting a new property, and then me being able to get the commission to be able to pay off debts and also be able to experience going to Greece. I would have been able to do those things if I would have quit. As a result of God, he had more for me, but I wouldn't have seen it if I would have quit, if I would have stopped. And as a realtor, I have been able to put people in position to experience what they wanted to experience all along. And that is either receiving more money as a result of selling their home or being able to buy a home that they never thought that they would be in. There was one couple that thought that they was going to sell their house 6 months prior to the time that that they started selling their house. They said to me that if I would have not let them see the numbers, if I would have not gave them the idea to go ahead and plan and see what they can do, they never would have bought it. And they ended up naming. Well, she always thought that she would name her son Elijah. That's pretty dope to me. That's number four. I would have never become a realtor. And my experiences as a realtor and an entrepreneur, I would not be able to extend that thought process or that joy or that conversation with anybody. So perseverance is the key. And so quitting would have left you stuck in what ifs instead of building generational wealth for you and for me. Number five, I would have never learned the skills that made me better. In my previous marriage, uh, I didn't fix things. I didn't cook. I did all other types of stuff. I worked and I made sure that the kids were good, and I bought the clothes. I ironed the clothes. Uh, you know, cleaned up here and there. Made sure that the cars were good. Things of that nature. Excuse me, but cooking and fixing things wasn't even on my radar. That's not something that I did. But as a result of not quitting, I was able to meet Kendra, and she challenged me to learn how to barbecue. And your boy is pretty dope. I've had some bad ones, but I'm probably 90% solid on it. And then I became to enjoy it and want to be able to learn the different parts of barbecuing that um, I never would have done if I would have quit. I never would have been able to add these tools to my tool belt to make me a better individual. And then fixing things, I just set up Kendra at another new location in Irving for the makeup school. Once again, make sure you go check that out, ksbsstudios.com. Register uh, to take a class. It's a 2-week class. You get your makeup certification. It's a 3-week course if you want to take the FX makeup, where you can design people into uh, other creatures, if you will, makeup. Um, and so this ability, what I did was I went there, I put up the mirrors and the lighting, and made sure that everything was symmetrical and looked good. I even got compliments from Carlos, the photographer. Shout out to Carlos. And so this also has given me a confidence about myself to say that I can accomplish more things than I ever thought that I could accomplish. Anything that I put my mind to, I can do it. It's just about perseverance and a plan to persevere. Hmm. I never would have done the humble dad hat collection. Uh, I never would have met some of the students that I've met being an educator. Just so many things that I wouldn't have been able to experience. I wouldn't have been able to um, experience the highs and the lows and how I can get to both quickly and also be able to get out of them. Well, get out of the lows quickly and appreciate the highs quickly. I just, as the song says, I never would have made it without God. I think the song says I never would have made it without you. I don't know if it's a somebody said they don't know if it's totally a gospel song, but nevertheless, I in my head, it's me talking to God that I never would have made it without Him. And so my skills for survival, it was more so of wanting to have my kids see what perseverance and determination looks like in the face of adversity. And I thank God for His Holy Spirit uh, guiding me along the way and continue to guide me along the way because these things that have happened to me do not make me, but they do make me stronger. And the same is for you. Don't quit. Don't give up. No matter the circumstance, no matter the situation, no matter who's in the way, what's in the way, know that you can do this. It doesn't matter if anyone else believes in you, if you can do it or not. As long as you believe in you, that's what matters. Let you know this, I'm not going to quit. Because quitting is easy and it steals the blessings waiting for you. So let me remind you, don't quit. Your story isn't finished yet. But if you do quit, your story ends there. Don't forget to like, make sure you share this with someone that you know needs it. And until next time, we out here. Deuces.